Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, folks. It is time for your Money in the Bank 2023 review. Good show. I'm not gonna lie. That show surprised me. I didn't hate the show. Probably part of it was because I had people over watching the show, so I had my buddies over to watch the show. Me, buddies I haven't seen in a while and stuff like that. You know, we kind of reunite because it's a holiday, like 4th of July weekend. And plus, it's good being with buddies. So that what's made the show better. But the show was actually not bad. Obviously, again, when I mean like my buddies, like they're my childhood buddies that I knew, and they used to watch wrestling. I mean, they still are in the know. It's just they don't watch wrestling consistent anymore because how sucky it is and all that kind of shit. But we watched it together. They know I do videos for this and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, shout out to my buddies. They came out. That they came out to like fucking just chill and all that kind of shit. So it's good. The show was not bad itself. Watching the show too. The show wasn't actually that bad of a show also. It was actually good. Lots of stuff that happened. Pretty fucking cool. Honestly, this show, in a way, it kind of felt like a modern WrestleMania, some sort of sense. In a way. In a weird sense, I would say that. It felt like, basically like, like a 4-hour WrestleMania. That how it used to have, like WrestleMania used to be, like even in the PG era or somewhat, it felt like kind of like that sort of feel. Like you had fucking people fucking surprising, like return and all that kind of shit. So it definitely exceeded expectations. I may be saying it felt like a WrestleMania. Like no, that's like it definitely felt like a big show. It definitely felt like something, holy shit, big things were happening on this fucking show. This was definitely a noteworthy show. This show was definitely watchable. Wasn't bad. There was still some boring shit that happened. Don't get me wrong. There was still some boring shit that nobody gave a flying fuck about. But the show wasn't worse, honestly. It was not bad. It was, honestly, things that happened on the show made the show a good show, honestly. And the crowd definitely was great. I'm not denying the crowd, I'm not saying, like, again, like, what I mean by, like, a crowd was great. The crowd, like, they definitely helped the show. I'm not going to bash, like, a crowd sucked for, not being a good crowd for, like, reacting. Like, if a show sucked, then, what does that tell you? But the show was honestly not bad. So, like, yeah, it's obvious they're going to fucking react, if the show is good, too. And shit that happens, so. And I enjoyed it, yeah. So, overall, I actually did not mind. I actually liked Money in the Bank. It exceeded expectations. The build was not great for the most part, but hey, the show was actually good in the end of the day. Good watching with buddies. We all enjoyed stuff like that happened. There was things that were boring, me like bonding. It's all good stuff. Anyways, grab your Coca-Colas, drinking my Nipsey, spy missing bitches go, oh shit, oh shit. The reason why I didn't freaking do the review, because again, I was with my buddies. They just went home. And I just gonna, talk about this, alright? So, cheers, motherfuckers. Oh shit, cheers. Here's motherfuckers. There we grab Coca-Cola's drinking Nestle. Holidays are coming, 4th of July weekend, 4th of July weekend. The fireworks coming out. The chicks are gonna be coming out. They're gonna be looking like fucking primetime firecrackers, man. Gotta make them go, oh shit, alright, it's good stuff. But yeah. Definitely a lot of surprise. Well, not surprise. I mean, yeah. Shit that you couldn't believe that happened on the show. It happened. There was definitely a lot of noteworthy shit, things to care about this freaking show. You know what I mean? Alright. So the show started with the Money Bank. Obviously, it had a video package. The video package was like, whatever. It's like, it's like, it wasn't really that exciting. How did the video package it, like, for, just really, like, how they're, like, building up to the start of the show. But yeah, the first match, Damian Priest won the men's Money in Bank ladder match So they started with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and honestly, again, with why I say it felt like WrestleMania, because like back in the day, WrestleMania used to start with like a ladder match sometimes, Money in the Bank ladder match. So there you go. But yeah, it had, again, this match has Damian Priest as LA Knight, which I was a big fan favorite, Logan Paul, Santos Escobar, Butch, Ricochet, and Shinsuke Nakamura. The match was not... Honestly, this match really surprised me. This was a good match. Really, it was really good, They all teamed up against Logan Paul, using the ladders. There were some spots, crazy shit going on, jumping off the ladder, moves to the ladders. Logan Paul jumping around, Logan Paul proving that, he can go in the fucking ring. Definitely highlight. He brought some tables. Keep in mind, before the show started, I took a nap earlier in the show. Or earlier in the fucking day, so I was really kind of tired. My friends came during the matches. I was really tired trying to I was getting in the vibe that holy shit, this is going pretty good. So this show, this show could have made me fall asleep. This could have made me be fucking boring. But this show, eventually, wow, this show did not make me fall asleep. This match fucking legit. The first match, I'm up and I'm enjoying. Wow, I was fucking start off very tired. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe this last match will be, it'll be fine, and I'll fall asleep eventually, right? This show eventually, you know what? It was not a cure for insomnia. It was something that you're intrigued of. The ladder match was fucking great. I'm not gonna lie. Good Money in the Bank ladder match. Probably the best Money in the Bank ladder match in years. I can't deny that. It was actually not a bad ladder match. And like it or not, with Damian Priest winning. So yeah, Damian Priest win. Obviously, so what happened? Logan Paul, him and Ricochet, people were thinking Logan Paul's probably going to win. Because it's reported and whatever. Or LA Knight. People wanted LA Knight. Obviously, he was the big fan favorite, right? Because of smarts and blah, blah, blah. Even though I like LA Knight. Ricochet and Logan Paul. Ricochet did a Spanish fly, drew the table outside. Eventually, you see Logan Paul, his neck almost kind of, I don't know. So wow, props to Logan Paul, but he could have got really seriously hurt, but I guess he still somewhat got protected, so he's still okay. You can see that he has a gash on his side of his arm because of a table spot. So the Spanish fly drew the table. And yeah, we saw that. Eventually, LA Knight took out everybody. He looked like a babyface in this fucking match, taking out everybody. Freaking, he did his finisher and just taking out everybody. He kept getting stopped by people, and it looked like, oh, well, LA Knight actually win this. But then we see Damian Priest. Damian Priest fucking did a big, I think a Falcon Arrow on top of the ladder to the fucking ring floor, and Damian Priest climbs up the ladder, unhooks the briefcase, and Damian Priest wins the match. He was probably the one of only likely winners to win. I don't mind it. Honestly, in all honesty, I don't mind it. It's just my problem with this is that with Damian Priest, they've been booking him they've been having him lose. He lost on Raw. He lost against, he was getting pinned by people. Why is he losing? That's my problem. That's the thing with WWE. They have people lose before Money in the Bank, and that's so fucking retarded. That's really fucking retarded. Again, by logic, honestly, this is, in a way, it's actually not bad that Damian Priest won the fucking ladder match. In a way, if I have to pick somebody, sure, yeah, Damian Priest, LA Knight, I do think it's too early for him. I think the guy should have a solid mid-card run, mid-card champion eventually, and then eventually he could win Money in the Bank. With Logan Paul, he was definitely one of the best out of everybody. That because of the star power, or whatever. But obviously, if you want to be if you want to be a world champion, you gotta develop him where he be not only main event level. He could be, he has that star power event, what they have to do is they kind of have to have him on the show every week. That way, Smarks don't have to complain. But they're gonna complain regardless because in a way they're like jealous of Logan Paul and that he's like better than at least like their fan favorites. But regardless, it was a good ladder match. It would lead to eventually a story with maybe him and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day. It's not bad. Honestly, like, if the Judgment Day was truly good, where, like, what they could have done, they could have done this a big night where, oh, maybe Finn Balor actually won the world title. Like, would that, like, lead to something, Well, you never fucking know. Fucking Dominic beating Cody Rhodes. It could have been good for them. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Finn Balor. But, like, if he was, like, if you really wanted, if you were booking him good and doing whatever, to make people intrigued of Finn Balor, despite his size and him doing kicks, if there were, like, I don't know, it's just whatever. Like, if you just did something better portraying him as, like, some main event level, then sure, you know what I mean? And if you actually did shit with Dominic Mysterio and him actually beating Cody, like, something to brag about, it could like wow, they're the current dominant faction of today, and it could lead to definitely something, And then whoever beats Finn Balor eventually, Damian Priest will be the one to cash, and then that could always lead to that whole Judgment Day dissension eventually, kind of like in a way like Evolution type of shit. I don't know. I already kind of like predicted idea for the Bloodline, but like that could also work for Evolution. Even though that'll be ripping off like really like with two different stories. Like I don't know. Just like that's the thing. Like obviously don't completely rip off the same idea. I mean, no. Actually, no. What I mean, like when you're trying to do the same thing with Evolution, is that sure you do what Triple H did to Orton with maybe with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, but then you do fucking what you did with freaking like Batista with Triple H. So in a way, it's like kind of like they're taking the same ideas from the same group, but it's like in their different factions. Even though it's kind of like ripping off, but at least it'll be something. You gotta try to make it good somehow. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like something. Do something. I don't know. Just but hey, if that was the case tonight, that could help the group even more. Like if everyone won their match and all that kind of shit. I don't know, it'll help lead to like bigger pictures and stories, but it is what it is, But hey, the main thing is Damian Priest won Money in Bank, and he was like not bad. It was actually kind of cool, And like again, if the guy was booked better, he could have his purpose. He could be something. We'll see what happens. It's just like how he's been booked. It's like really. You're giving him money big after losing and all that kind of shit, so it's like whatever. But it was he could be something. Again, Vince Russo, like in his Legion Raw, he said he could be something, and you do see the presentation he is something in the Judgment Day, so whatever. So I'll give him that. The second match. Did not really care about this match, but. The big thing that happened, so Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey because Shayna Baszler turns on Ronda for some fucking reason. And there you go. I don't know, is this a face turn or a heel turn? Maybe this will lead to Ronda turning to a baby face. Obviously, this question is why did this happen? I don't know. Whole bunch of shit. Like, why did this happen? Again, in real life, they're good buddies, but what are they trying to do? Like, it just felt like forced, in my opinion. It kind of felt a bit forced. Like, why did this happen? Like, okay, all right, how does this make sense? But they're doing it, okay. So that's basically what happened. They kind of just did it for the sake of doing it. This is like a way to have Ronda lose the fucking women's title, the tag titles, both of them losing. But it also kind of makes fucking Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan look not only weak, but kind of look like heelish. That they take advantage of this and win. Isn't that like a heel shit? And again, this is like a supposed heel team. I don't know why or how this works, but okay. Okay. I don't mind Liv Morgan winning. Her and her Patriot or your UK look was hot. She's invited to my big black couch. Obviously, I got all shout out my European chicks, except if you don't, except those with the fully, your armpit hair. Like, nah, we don't want that shit, bro. But it's just. It kind of makes no sense. This shit makes no real sense. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. I didn't even care about this, but that's shocking, right? The third match. Gunther defeats Riddle by submission to retain the Intercontinental Championship. This match was shorter than people expected, or I expected it. I thought it was going to be longer. Like, Smarks were thinking, like, this is going to be a classic or whatever. Well, and again, I don't mind the match length. I don't mind it, and I don't mind what happened. To me, like, I didn't mind the match how it was. People probably like, why was this match long and epic and whatever? In my opinion, I don't even think it would have been that epic that people would have, if this match was even longer. I don't even think it would have been that epic, in my opinion, if we were to see this match go longer than it needed to be. Like, I think, like, Gunther, like, the only great matches he could have, or, like, matches that he had that were really great, is that because, like, the wrestlers they're actually, like, kind of, like, good, they have a good, vast moveset, I don't even think really Riddle and Gunther would have, like, a good, like, match where they're, like, sort of moveset, their fucking style. Apparently, but they faced each other in the UK before, in the Indies, and, like, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. That's the Indies, okay? There's a reason why I cared for matches like Gunther and Sheamus, and that match was great for the reason it was because of them doing power moves to each other. Again, the triple threat match and all that kind of shit, It just Matt Riddle, like, he's fucking, not only he looks fucking weird, wrestle without fucking shoes and shit, and it's like, I don't want to really see him wrestle that long. If anything, by that logic, I'm happy Gunther should have fucking beat him like this, I would have liked that. But whatever. I'm happy Gunther wins. After the match, Drew McIntyre returned. He returned since WrestleMania. He's face-to-face with Gunther. Gunther shoves McIntyre, but then Gunther responds with a Glasgow kiss, which is like the headbutt, and he then does the Claymore. So this might mean that SummerSlam is going to be Gunther versus McIntyre. I was honestly thinking, like, should have had McIntyre returned early, and then maybe we could have had this match at the UK show. That's what I was thinking. Well, I was kind of hoping, like, why isn't, like, Gunther facing, like, a fellow UK guy, perhaps? Maybe, like, again, I was kind of also hoping, why not maybe Sheamus versus Gunther? And again, I would have loved to see Sheamus and Gunther have one more match with each other, for the IC title, but they're, like, different brands and all that kind of stupid shit. But I don't mind seeing Gunther and McIntyre. My only problem is that I don't think that Gunther should lose to McIntyre. I don't know, unless, like, it's just, in my opinion, I don't really think that needs to happen. Which is why, if we're going to have McIntyre return, McIntyre has to win the feud, in my opinion. Or he has to win the match. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens here. I'm not hating. I thought this was alright. Some people want to see McIntyre come back as a heel, which, sure, that could have been something different, maybe. But again, I don't mind just seeing, like, a feud with them together, Gunther and McIntyre. See how did that work out. So, there you go. I don't mind it. I like seeing McIntyre. It was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Really cool seeing McIntyre. At least he got to appear in the UK. It definitely helped, like, because I was, like, wondering, why isn't guys like McIntyre on the show? Or, Sheamus and all that kind of shit. Eventually, now you know that, Gunther, like, yeah. There you go. Fucking McIntyre was on the fucking show, just not on, like, a match sort of face, So yeah, it was great to see McIntyre back. He looks healthy. One of the reasons why he was not on TV, well, or, like, there was, like, speculation because apparently he was, like, angry of creative, the money, or his health. I do think part of it was big factor was his health, because what people didn't know, and, like, apparently this was a big thing, like, McIntyre was dealing with, like, health issues. Again, like, the guy, like, fucking dealt with illnesses. Apparently, at the time, there were people that got sick during WrestleMania season or after WrestleMania, and not just that. Like, he's been like a lot of pain. So in a way, it was kind of cool that, you know what, it's good for McIntyre to have his little rest. You know what? It's good for him. Like, the guy fucking. Again, I know I bashed McIntyre. I did. I bashed McIntyre. I thought his reign as WWE Champion was pretty boring. I do think it was so random giving him the title, beating Lesnar, him fucking winning the Rumble. Again, it was like random. Like, you can't just book a wrestler to win Money in Bank, the Royal Rumble, without fucking booking them right. You see, you didn't see Stone Cold losing, you know, the matches towards the Royal Rumble. You didn't see Edge losing matches toward the Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? That's why they were successful. That's why people give a fuck about them when they won Money in the Bank and the Royal Rumbles and like all that kind of shit. So that's what I have to say. But in the end of the day, I'm happy that fucking McIntyre is healthy. He's back. All that kind of shit. And honestly, I am looking forward to this feud, to what they're gonna do with each other. So there you go. I'm happy this does not main event the show. I'm happy they changed their mind, because Michael Cole said this was going to be the main event. I tell you, I can match with the crowd. So Dominic Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes happened in the middle of the show, which, thank God, honestly, first of all, this is not even a main event match ever. This is not a main event match for Raw. It's definitely not a main event match for Money in the Bank. Okay? Like, I could accept being the main event for fucking Raw, but for Money in the Bank, come on. Especially with the fucking Civil War, like, no way. No fucking way. So there you go. So thankfully this did not main event the show. And it's like, what's wrong with having this, like, being the mid card of the show? And if you're gonna do something big with this fucking match, like, for example, Lesnar coming out, and that's probably, like, why they were thinking, like, why? Like, if you're gonna have, couldn't they just have, like, Lesnar come out during the show? And, like, you know, just, like, whatever. But it turns out Lesnar did not show up. I don't fucking know why. So it looks like Lesnar's streak is over of showing up every fucking pay-per-view. So yeah, what is it? The next match. I think this is the fourth match, right? The fourth match, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Rhodes defeats Dominic Mysterio, which, by the way, this match, it just felt like a plain match, okay? Like, was it terrible? No, but just like, literally, Cody just like, kind of beat him. Like, oh, Dominic was running away and all this shit, and he smacked him, you know, he slapped Cody Rhodes playing mind games or whatever, but, like, he just loses like this. It just felt like a match you would do on Raw, you know? And it kind of also felt like, wow, this kind of hurt Dominic a little bit. Like, wow, like, okay, sure, Cody winning was like, oh, but Cody, he's okay. He took the cast off and, like, whatever. Like, who the fuck booked this match, honestly? It's like, whatever. I'm not saying, like, it's bad having again, I'm not these people, like, why is this match so long? Like, all these people that think long matches is good. You know, I don't have a problem with, like, it's just, this was supposed to be apparently the main event. This was thought to be the main event for something big to happen. People are thinking Lesnar was going to come back. And yet Lesnar does not come back. Like, what the fuck? Like, where was fucking Lesnar to set up their supposed match at SummerSlam? Okay. Like, so Lesnar did not show up. Like, okay. So that happened. So yeah, fucking Dominic Mysterio loses, and it just felt kind of plain. This was pretty fucking funny. Or this was kind of like, you know, you know, sure, the 9-year-old, even my buddies, like, they couldn't believe this happened. So, John Cena showed out of nowhere. He showed up, like, he just shows up. he was not advertised, and it's like, wow, it kind of pulled a 2021, return type of way. So Cena came back, he returned, no announcement, no surprise. It's not like he interrupted anybody. He just shows up, I'm here. It was fucking funny, and not just that, it was pretty kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I was so happy to see him. And I was like, I'm hoping now, because I am going to Madison Square Garden. I'm going to SmackDown. And I can't wait to see Edge and Roman Reigns. I hope I see John Cena there. I honestly hope so. Like, please, pull that return. Like, please, be on SmackDown. So, what I got from him is, like, what? Will this be setting up to a match for him versus somebody at SummerSlam? Will he probably challenge Austin Theory or something like that? Again, I do think him losing to Austin Theory was a fucking stupid decision. I had recorded a video about that, which I will upload eventually about that, so. But yeah, John Cena returned. It was fucking like, wow, holy shit, he's back. He just says that, surprise, see me? I'm here. And I'm used to you guys booing me and say John Cena suck, but now you guys say you guys love me. I love you too. I love it. I love the children too. Kansas Nation. I'm never late. I never hibernate. I take that back now, Jack. But I'm here to save the kids from cancer, but it's only temporary now, Jack. Shit. It was cool to see Cena. It was pretty fucking funny and pretty fucking cool. John Cena reminds us that this is the first pay-per-view live event in London in over 20 years, and he hears the noise and feels the energy. He asks himself why the hell it took so long. But it's not up to him, but that's up to the decision makers, which the crowd boo, who doesn't know what to feel about London. They think this is kind of hostile environment, that they sometimes London tries to take over the show, but Cena thinks the fans are the voice and the heart of the WWE. And they are not trying to take over, they are the show, and the fans pop, like they fucking said, thank you, Cena. Like, they love Cena now, you know what I mean? Cena wants the world to know that London is underappreciated. He's here tonight because we all know that he's big on respect, and the crowd has earned his respect. You don't earn my respect, Jack. Just like China earn my respect, and that's why they probably need WrestleMania more than you guys. I'm not gonna say that. They cheer, they chant, they care, and there's nothing more exciting in the audience than the UK audience. So he's here to try to bring WrestleMania to London. So apparently that's why he's here. He's here to say, like, WrestleMania should come to London. And the crowd, obviously, they pop big. Cena tells the fans that they will to show them that they want WrestleMania in London, and they went wild, and Grayson Waller interrupted. Waller didn't. So Waller says he loves John Cena. He loves everything that Cena has done in his career and his movies. But he's, that I love these Scooby-Doo. What Cena was not in Scooby, unless they're mentioning the animated movie. I don't know, but whatever. He says he's disappointed that he's here lying to these people that WrestleMania in England. You gotta be kidding me. His fans says shut the fuck up, and Waller says if WrestleMania goes overseas, it needs to become somewhere beautiful with good weather, nice beaches, nice beautiful women like Australia. Which, I mean, you could have had scenes like, they deserve it too, but why not England? Could have done the baby face type of shit, To not disrespect the, Australian fans that like Cena and shit like that, right? Wall brings up that, last time you see Cena, he lost to Austin Theory, Roman Reigns, and The Fiend. Waller can get Cena on the show, that Cena just needs one viral moment, and he tells Cena to let him save Cena's career with the biggest Grayson Waller effect of all time. With Cena is his guest at WrestleMania Australia. Cena says he will pass, and then Waller tells Cena that no one says no to the Grayson Waller effect. Cena asks one more time with his friends in London. He asks one time, can he just be at peace with his friend? So basically, it was Cena referenced him getting asked, him getting a request by some fan that was annoying him or something like that. I don't know, but it's this fan who was like, I don't know, he was not even being polite, really. I mean, not saying polite, but it's like, he's like, be kind of like, he was not taking account that Cena was with his friends. This went viral, but yeah, like, basically asked Cena, can you do the UK seems like, can you allow me to be with my friends? Cena said that, and then and then Cena gets punched. He gets, like, attacked by Grayson Waller, but then eventually John Cena did the AA, and there you go from there. John Cena did the AA, and he leaves the ring, and the fans are happy. Io Sky wins Miss Money in the Bank. It's her, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Zoe Starks, Trish Stratus, and Zelina Vega. 6 of them. Trish Stratus looked fucking hot as fuck, by the way, tonight, people. She looked fucking hot. My friends like, holy shit, Trish Stratus, I swear. What does that tell you? And he's like, who the fuck are these disgusting bitches? And again, I had to like talk. Again, they haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I had to tell like fucking all these women look disgusting She-Hulks, and they fucking agree. What does that tell you of people who watch wrestling, who like watching modern wrestling nowadays? What does that fucking tell you? And also, I fucking told them about like bitches in AEW, like now Rhodes. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Come on. Io Sky wins. I'm like, who the fuck is this Io Sky bitch? And I have to tell them, these weird wrestling fans, these smarks, like fucking weird Japanese shit, like they fucking, because they're fucking fat anime hentai loving weirdos, they like fucking Japanese bitches for some dumb fucking reason. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? It's like, whatever, they don't even know what she's saying, but it's like, oh, it's cool apparently. It's like, why does she win, right? Trish Stratus not only looked hot tonight, she wrestled with, the ladder. She did good. It's not a problem. Sure, she got hurt. She got hurt, like, oh, manhandle slam. This match the match wasn't even bad either. Like, again, for women's wrestling, the ladder match was actually that bad. It just, like, what I remember Michael Cole sounding is pretty fucking excited. He's like, the Red Wave! The Red Wave! He said some stupid move. It's like, shut the fuck up, Michael Cole. Like, God, you are not a great commentator as people saying you are. These fake revolutionary YouTubers, like, shut the fuck up. So Michael Cole, fucking, whatever, fucking, they use ladder. Eventually, like, handcuffs that was introduced by Trish and Zoe Stark. Eventually, Becky Lynch uses, like, a advantage, but then Becky Lynch got blocked with Bayley from climbing the ladder, and Io Sky wins Money in the Bank. Oh, there was a dissension between Io Sky and Bayley. Eventually, it's like, whatever. They did a press conference, like, fine. I saw the press conference with my buddies, like, whatever. It's like, whatever. And by the way, the press conference, bunch of fucking nerds. My God, in the press, like, holy shit. Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor. Finn Balor was like not the demon or whatever. This match was really mid. Okay, it was really fucking... It really just felt like a typical Finn Balor and Seth Rollins match. Like, it just was a match. We've seen this match many times. There's no stipulation. It's the same fucking shit. I didn't care for this match. Oh, they did this thing where, oh, David Priest distracted Finn Balor because he did the same or blah, blah, blah. It's like, what kind of shit is that? Whatever. He got distracted, David Priest being there. Like, okay, whatever. And then Seth Rollins just took that advantage and did the curb stop and wins. It kind of just, like, looked retarded. The match was just kind of dumber. I didn't really care for the match, in my honest opinion. And in the main event, my God, this was pretty fucking cool. The Usos defeated Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. And this was Reigns' first pinned loss. Roman Reigns gets pinned in the first time in 3 years. And by the same person who pinned him in his first loss in WWE. The first loss was Roman Reigns getting pinned was Jey Uso in 2013. Why I know that? Because there was like a video about Roman Reigns. I guess it's all built to this. The same 10 years later, Roman Reigns, like, who hasn't been pinned in 3 years since Alright, we're continuing like this. Unfortunately, my iPad turned off. It was running out of battery. Part of it is, I guess, my fault, because it just wasn't charged properly or whatever, or just, what can you do? But anyways, so yeah.
10 years later, Jey Uso, yeah, so my iPad's charging right now, so, you know. Jey Uso, like 10 years later, 2013, no, 20 years later, right? 10 years later, yeah, 10 years later, 2013, now 2023, Roman Reigns, like, that loses in his first match after, like, his streak, right? The first time he's pinned, was Jey Uso in 2013. The first time he gets pinned, and after winning how many matches since 2019 against Baron Corbin, he loses to his cousin Jey Uso. He gets pinned by Jey Uso. And honestly, I would not have done it any other way. I even said in my SmackDown review, I think honestly, it does not hurt Roman Reigns getting pinned. There are some people that think that, oh, why would they have him get pinned? That affects him for having pins him for the world title. I don't think that's a problem. I really don't. I don't think it's a big problem at all. I really don't. Like, sure, it would be a way bigger deal if someone pins him for the title. But honestly, why I feel this is important is because it allows to the reason why the Usos would face Roman for now, the WWE title. It helps that continue that story. And it helps lead to the reason to care about Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, the Usos in general, that they could be the ones to take down Roman as the champion. And you know what? I don't mind it. I really don't. The match was freaking good. It started off boring or slow, but they picked up. I think they wanted to tell a story where they wanted to pick it up. Obviously, I was hoping this match, like if you're going to do a Bloodline Civil War, it should have honestly had a stipulation. But the match was honestly just as good. It honestly is good what they did. I liked how they did. The match was exciting. There was false finishes, but it earned false finish. Good wrestling. Good moves involved. It was good action, man. It was definitely intriguing. Definitely enjoyed the match. Exciting as all hell. Roman definitely, kicking out super kicks. There's some super kicks, obviously, but, it just you cared. I just want to fucking take out some news about this match. Hold on a second. So, well, I just realized fucking AEW's Collision's on. And then nobody fucking cares. Tribal Wanker, the fucking chant of the night. Roman fucking was even like in the crowd, like why are we England? Their people are stupid. He was being a heel. Definitely told a story. The match was like there was a bunch of callbacks, of past matches. The foreshadowing, the low blow, the guillotines, reference to Roman's first main roster loss, the double stack kick out. Cole's, Cole's commentary was actually not bad in this, which I'll give him credit for. The story, the drama, the crowd. This is what wrestling is all about, okay? Call back to Edge and Daniel Bryan, again, the way Reigns pinned, double stack pin, But he was about to double stack pin the Usos, but then they kicked out, Freaking The Rock bottoms by both Solo and Roman, but Roman's was tearful, he couldn't beat the Usos. Even a spear, he did a spear, and Jay kicked out. The resilience. Solo was about to put them to announce table, they're getting angry towards the match. He fucking splashed, and then he missed hitting Jimmy, and then double super kick to Roman. A big splash in the end. 1, 2, 3. Roman loses his first match in 3 fucking years. The match was good, man. Very good. It started off, again, slow paced. You could say, people were thinking this match was kind of, going to be... But it picked up. I think that it's... that's some good matches. It starts like that, but then it picks up. I liked how the match picked up. It really did. It turned out to be a very good match. I love this. This is again, when wrestling is great, is great. So this Bloodline Civil War, the fucking match itself was great. It was a great match. Definitely going to be memorable not for a longest time. That the match that Roman gets pinned. I don't mind Roman getting pinned. I don't have a problem with it at all. I know the smarks would. Then why didn't Cody pin him or some stupid job, whatever, some stupid shit. I don't want Cody to beat Roman. I really don't. I don't give a fuck. I'm not excited about the idea. I'm not excited about the family. This is about a story about family, and I'm happy that it's within the family that they beat the Bloodline, especially with Jey Uso was the guy who pinned Roman originally. He was the guy that pinned Roman again, showing that he could probably beat Roman. You know? He could be the one that dethrones Roman in the future. Do I think he will beat Roman in the next time they have the match? Maybe in the triple threat? No. Then why have him get pinned? Well, honestly, it helps advance the story. It helps advance the story. And this can definitely help that eventually when Solo leaves Roman, which I do think that's how the Bloodline story ends at WrestleMania. Perhaps Solo versus Roman at WrestleMania, one of the nights for the world titles. And maybe even like night 2, you could do Rock versus Roman. I think that's what they're trying to do, because Rock is like no longer gonna. Rock is gonna probably take a break from Hollywood because of unfortunate things that with his Hollywood career is kind of suffering a little bit, with Young Rock getting canceled, Black Adam failing, you know, and the XFL is having issues. You know, there's a more open chance that The Rock will be at WrestleMania this year, and he can face Roman. Regardless, that is, I'm satisfied with the main event. That main event was good. It could have been honestly maybe way better with maybe being no DQ, but that's probably actually much. The match is just as good, man. The match was really good. I can't deny it. Sure, it had that like slow opening, but I think it definitely built up, man. The match was exciting. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the match, you know. It was fun to watch. It was also fun watching with my friends who came to watch. We couldn't believe that Roman lost. It's like, holy shit. Even though I was like thinking what they could do, and they did it. They fucking did it. And that's a moment, man. That's a wrestling moment that you can think back. It's like, wow, what a moment that is. That's fucking wrestling. This match is an example of what makes wrestling great. That is cinema, okay? That is cinema. That's wrestling. The story, the characters, the match, and that makes the match. You care about the match because there's a story, and it's a great match. If anything, that is to me way better than anything that you could watch in a stupid indie glorified bullshit show, something like even AEW, whatever. This is not me trying to defend WWE, whatever, because again, WWE sucks for the most part, but I was more entertained by the show because the stories involved and all that kind of shit, and this match just helped the show even better to make you care about wrestling and make you care about why it kind of shows that, you know what, even though WWE sucks, both modern wrestling sucks, but this is one of the good things about modern wrestling, because of the story, and it goes to show that, you know what, there is something that's why I'm gonna prefer watching WWE than AEW, because of the great stories that are being told. Because you barely see really any stories like that in AEW. It's all about basically about indie match mark bullshit, like work rate boredom. It's not even good work rate. It's like you see these matches like they're a bunch of flips and kicks. People were saying like the match was probably a little bit boring, but like the match did pick up. You know, it's not like it was boring for most of the part. It's like boring like towards like around the beginning, but like they were building up. You know, you gotta tell a story. Like all these people, they just want to see flips and kicks, false finish every fucking minute. Sure, this match is false finish, but you build up and those false finishes mattered. You couldn't believe those happened, man. Like, come on. So that's wrestling for you. Overall, great main event. I'm happy this main event ended than fucking Dominic and Cody. Great seeing Roman lose. I think that definitely helps the story. It's good. I don't mind. I know Smarks are angry. Like, you should have been like the first person to beat. No, I don't hate it at all. I have no problem. You could probably do this thing where that's like the only time Roman loses until WrestleMania. That's maybe what you could do. Maybe. I don't fucking know. But honestly, again, don't mind the idea of Jey Uso pinning, being the next champion. Even Jimmy. But definitely looks like more like Solo or The Rock going to be the one dethroning Roman for the titles. But that's what I would do. You know, I would do something like that. Definitely looking forward to the idea of Jey versus Roman at SummerSlam, perhaps. Maybe could it even be a triple threat with Jimmy. I'm excited, man. I can't wait for more. You know, it's intriguing. That's fucking wrestling for you. Overall, it helps make the show even better. Good show. There are good things I liked about the show. You know, the matches are not bad, really, for the most part. They were not bad. I didn't hate the matches. Definitely like the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I did not mind the Gunter match was fine. Again, Balor versus Rollins just felt like a basic match. It felt like, again, it was like probably the worst match they ever really had. It was like a typical Rollins match, you know, Rollins and Corbin match. The women's Money Bank match wasn't even that bad even either. Which I mean, I didn't care, but it's just I only just care about Trish Stratus. It's just kind of weird, like whatever. Cody and Cody and Dominic was whatever, but just like, why did this happen on a pay per view? But for the most part, like, I didn't hate the show. I thought the show, and yeah, it's, guys like Cena being there, Drew McIntyre, it was just exciting. So that's fucking Money Bank for you. Money Bank 2023, definitely the best Money Bank in like years. I don't even think that I enjoyed a Money Bank in a while. The 2021, the only reason what was good, like, I know I crapped on Edge versus Roman Reigns. It's just I was disappointed with the match. I do think that match was pretty boring, as most part than it could have been. It's just the last 5 minutes were exciting. But it's not the worst match. It's still a match that I would rather watch and look like. I still look forward to. And the match wasn't the bad. It just was a bit disappointing because it was kind of slow than it was. And John Cena returning. I don't think I enjoyed Money in Bank as a whole since, like, probably honestly 2011. I really honestly, I don't even think R20. No, there hasn't really been a great Money Bank pay per view in my opinion. So in a long time, and this was like one of my. I like this Money Bank. It was really kind of exciting. It's actually not bad. Definitely one of the better modern Money in Banks. It was actually not bad. Not bad show. Good show. Crowd was alright, even though they're pretty smarky. But hey, they weren't that bad, man. You can't really fault them for wanting something like wrestling or whatever. So, good crowd. They're fun. Had fun, right? They're having fun. But, hey, John Cena, like, it's kind of like right what he said. Great to see Cena, McIntyre coming back the way he did. It's just like, why the fuck was Lesnar if there was, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing that. If Lesnar really was at fucking UK for no reason, it's like, what the fuck? I don't know. Regardless, everything what they did, it still worked out to be a good show. I enjoyed the show. Definitely, the Bloodline Civil War made the show. And that was just something to look forward to. That's all I'm going to say, people. Until next time, peace. Yeah, bye. Good show, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed it.